Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I will be sharing with you about my Japanese language learning in a language school in Singapore, as well as some of my key experiences and learnings during this journey, and I'll be sharing with you some of the key takeaways as well. So I started having a bit of interest to learn Japanese when I was much younger, and so I did a bit of studies back when I was in poly, as they offered some night classes, but that was only about 1 year, and I only learned up to hiragana and katakana, and yeah, that didn't pan well because of other commitments, so I had a long hiatus of a few years. And during my final year of university, my sister, who is also interested in learning Japanese, spurred me on. So we kind of started taking Japanese language classes together in a language school. We went to Tomo Japanese Language School and were there for 3 years and counting. So in the past about 2.5 years, we completed the basic and the intermediate levels. And during this period, actually, we merely went for the classes and participated actively in the classes because they were quite an interactive group. So during this period, we actually progressively learned a bit of Japanese, the foundations actually during in the school. So the pros of just going for classes and not doing much outside to supplement, it's actually the comfortable pace at which we are learning, and we are slowly building on the foundations to learning Japanese language without much pressure to actually keep up with certain expectations or certain pace, and we were able to maintain a good balance between our own work life, our own family life, etc., and in comparison with the Japanese learning. So that is actually the good thing about merely just going for class and not doing much outside of it. Yeah, so the turning point for me actually was the decision to take the JLPT N4 exam. So towards the end of our intermediate studies at Tomo, a few of my classmates actually wanted to challenge ourselves and our knowledge and take the JLPT N4 exam, as the intermediate level actually covers the content up to that level. But since the language school doesn't really focus on the preparation of the exam, there were a lot of extra work that we needed to do in order for us to pass the exam. For example, some components such as the listening component and the reading comprehensions and the vocabulary memorization, some of them are not geared into the daily or the weekly class structure. So we actually had to supplement extra learnings on the outside on our own. So for me, actually, I bought a couple of JLPT N4 preparation textbooks. I have a huge stack, which is about this high, that helped me to prepare for the exam. So yeah, maybe next time I will share more with you. But during this learning journey of me preparing for my Japanese N4 exam, I actually go through a wide variety of different ways in which it helps me to remember some of the key content, as well as to apply some of the content outside of the classroom, for example, using those practice sheets. So it's a very enlightening experience for me to be able to cover the realms of different types of Japanese language practice. So this period actually allowed me to reflect on my learning journey, and in comparison with the first 2.5 years during my studies, where I wasn't doing much outside of class, and I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to steadily improve my Japanese learning at a better speed, at a level at which I can continue to use it and apply outside of the classroom itself. So this prompted me to make a couple of changes towards my learning style, and what I think is important is to actually participate in some of the immersion activities. Yep, so currently, apart from my pre-advanced level continuation at Tomo Japanese Language School, I've also signed up for the JLPT N3 preparatory class at Ikoma Language School for the upcoming entry exam. Apart from this, I actually also started doing some other immersion in the Japanese language. So one of which was actually my sister and I have started speaking to each other in Japanese. So sometimes some of the small talk and some of the daily boring, easy random stuff that we try to speak to each other in Japanese. So it's actually a fun practice and a recap of some of the vocabulary and grammar that we have learned in school. So that's one of the fun ways. And if you have people around you that are learning Japanese, try to involve them in some of these conversations. And it's always fun to test your Japanese and to express and to have some kind of output of using the language itself. So apart from that, I've also started to watch the anime, some of my favorite animes without the English subtitles. So while listening to the Japanese anime sounds from the characters, I'm also actually reading from the subtitles, and this actually helps me to link the pronunciation of some of the words together with some of the kanji in the subtitles. So this is actually very helpful for me in terms of the learning some of the vocabulary and sentence structures and recapping and hearing more and understanding more of some of the grammars that I have learned throughout my studies in school. So that's actually very interesting. You can also rewatch some of your animes that you are already familiar with the plot, or you can also follow some of the YouTube influencers who interview people on the streets, or have some make some of the cartoon for Japanese language learning, or listen to some podcasts, so as to improve your immersion to the language and for you to familiarize with some of the pronunciation, especially with the native people as well, and some of the vocabularies that are used in the daily casual life, for example. Apart from that, I've also started using the Archi flashcard app to actually recap on some of the vocabulary, though I think that's only beneficial up to a certain extent. But another application that I have used, and it's actually something that I will continue to use further, it's actually the italki app. So this app is actually consists of a lot of native language teachers that provide their services on a one-to-one teaching style. So some of them have, they offer very different learning styles and teaching styles. So some of them have textbook-based progressions. Some of them offer JLPT preparation courses as well. Some of them teach through the use of acting or voice acting. So that are also some of the interesting teaching styles in the application themselves. There are some different teachers. But for myself, I actually wanted to have a conversational teacher that can help me to better express myself in Japanese language, so that I can use it better in the day-to-day conversations with my friends and my sister, for example. So yeah, I have been learning a lot through the one-on-one guidance and the correction of my use of language, and helping me to learn new vocabulary when trying to express myself in the Japanese language as well. So if you would like to learn more about, you would like to try out to have a one-on-one teacher, a native teacher that can help you in your learning pace and your learning style, feel free to try out the app with my referral code down in the description below. And feel free to ask me any questions if you'd like. Recently, I have also started posting vlogs in Japanese language. So I do encourage you to check out my other videos if you would like to immerse yourself in some of the simpler languages and simpler usage of languages. So do like, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye!